pleasure, sweet girl. Once again, y'all made my night at work fly by. So thanks again, Tina.
Thank you,
Aw.
Tina.
So awesome. We love you.
Shout
Love you
out,
so
Tina.
much.
We are so glad that we can make your night fly by.
And Tina always sends the love back, so we always appreciate that.
Sure
Yes,
does.
we do.
Yep. And she
Dino Red, Shiznit Show.
And this was not just to us. This was on her account, her Instagram, while she was sharing the show. She wrote that.
Oh,
So
great.
that's her sharing, because that's the only way we grow, really, because all this other stuff, like, it's really word of mouth.
Mhm.
I mean, think about it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Most people listen to the show they listen to because they heard about it somewhere.
Right,
You know?
right.
Oh, you sent us a screen grab. I didn't realize that that's what it was from. Thank you even more, doubly so.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we really, really, really appreciate
She
you,
does it all
Tina.
the
That is
time.
that's just like so big for us, because that's true. That is how we grow, by people talking about it. You guys listening to the show and telling your friends. That's why we try to encourage you guys to do that. Follow Tina. You see, she love it. Share it. That's all we want.
There you go. And then we got a voicemail from our boy BTG
Whoop, whoop.
calling in.
Dino Red, Shiznit Show, Pip Lily, Dejan Monique. I'm listening to the end of the show, and y'all was talking about the whole Bird Box. I just want to say this. I've been having debates for the past 2 weeks about the movie.
Yeah, he has.
And we've moved on to the fact that if they do continue the story, should it be a series or should they have another movie, probably go for a trequel or a prequel, whatever you want to call it. But I believe that it should just be broken into 2 movies. I wouldn't be mad if they broke it into a series, but the thing is, how far can you push this narrative?
Yeah.
Like, how far can you push it? Eventually, I don't want to see.
Series would be
I don't
too
want you to
much.
go to a different country or even to a different state or city, and I see the same things happening, just people killing themselves and things like that. I can go for an origin story of how it came about, and I can go for an ending story, which is 2 more movies. So yeah, I like I said, I loved it, and I hate to give any fourth quarter music or movies any love as far as top 5 or top 10, but this shit took over, man. I can't deny it. It took over with a bang. Shouts out to Black Twitter. Shout out to Black people, period, for pushing the brand. Netflix needs to give us all a check because we helped them push the movie.
Whoop whoop. I'm with that.
Yeah. I like it. I would say it's probably the second or third best movie / series that's on Netflix, period, right now. Shout out to 13 Reasons Why. Excellent show, D. All right, y'all. Oh, and appreciate Dino for checking in on me and my little young one, Bailey the Great. She's doing well.
Good.
We talked about it through text, but she's up, running around, having an attitude, being light-skinned as she is. And
That's right.
Gucci, and I appreciate everybody that shows some love. But,
That's what's up.
thank
Shout
you.
out.
All right, y'all.
All right. BTG.
Shout out to baby BTG
That's
too.
right. Bailey the Great.
Is trequel a word?
What was that?
Is
Trequel, thank you.
Trequel, right?
Thank
He
you. What
coined
the
the
fuck
phrase.
is a trequel, Baylor? You better fucking copyright that shit. I almost rolled off my chair. Like fucking trequel.
All right. Speaking of Netflixes and all that, before we anybody check out the Black Mirror Crash Bandicoot or whatever they call it.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah. What is my snatcher? What is it? Her snatcher?
Catch a snatch.
Catch a snatch.
Catch a snatch. Grab a snatch.
Lick a snatch. Have you guys?
Oh
tried
my
it?
God.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I'm for it though.
Do you know about that, Dejan?
Oh, I know all about it.
What do you know about it?
I have a snatch, so.
No, not the snatch. I'm talking about the movie I'm talking about on Netflix.
No, I don't know about it.
Well, in case you guys don't know about that, this is what makes this interesting or different from any other movie is that this is one of the first, or if not the first. Remember when you were small, or a kid, you used to have a book called Choose Your Own Adventure, or we called them Which Way books. Some people call them Choose Your Own Adventure.
Right.
It was different choices you would make throughout the book, and then you would have an alternate ending based on the choices that you made.
Yeah, I think I saw some of this the first 30 minutes and I fell asleep.
Is the first movie of its kind that's along the same lines as that. As a matter of fact, I heard it's based on that type of a book.
Yeah. Have you guys experienced it?
I watched last night. We started it. We watched. I don't know how much we got into it. I was starting to fall asleep, but I was in it. I watched enough to make several choices. So just
I
to
fell
see how it
asleep
works.
too.
Yeah. I think the movie itself is boring and whack, but I would still recommend that you watch it. Just because this is the first, they say that this is the future of movies.
I could see that.
There'll be more of them. I'm not really. I mean, I think it's a nice little novelty You know what I
Right.
mean? Like a gimmick kind of thing.
But I think you should do the work.
But as
producer.
It's actually more work for them. It's lots of work. I heard it took like years for them to do this.
Yeah, but
This
I'm just
is-
saying.
but my thing-
All
you
the
tell,
different
you tell the
endings.
story. I didn't come here
Right.
to tell the story. You tell
But it
the
wasn't
story.
even like a bunch of different endings because it was like it's a time where in the movie where you make a choice and then they'll tell you that it's wrong and then you got to go back and do it all over again. So I was
Really?
just like, yeah. So I was just like, well, what the fuck? And it takes you back to the point where I guess you made the wrong choice.
Okay.
And then you have to make the
Interesting.
different one and then you
Well, they said
continue
there's
on.
five different endings, and the movie could be anywhere from 40 minutes to like over 2 hours, depending on the choices that you make.
I could see that.
But
Shortcut to
what
the
I
end.
did see was very boring, though.
I was
Very
just-
boring and
I hate
dry.
that you said that because I wanted to check it out only because it was Black Mirror.
Yeah.
That was the draw to me, not the
Mhm.
Choose Your Own Adventure, because I don't like that shit. I don't even like that. There's a theater musical called The Mystery of Edwin Drood, and it was Dickens' last story, but he left it unfinished. So somebody did a musical about it where the audience gets to pick how it ends. And so there's
Oh.
all these and I was in a production of it, and even doing that production, I thought this is some dumb shit. How come we just ain't telling the story? Why they gotta work? They paid their money for us to show them something. Now they gotta work.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's the
Right.
murderer? Who's the detective? No, you tell me who the murderer and detective is. I paid you.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that his life didn't go based on the selections that I made. So it was like once it got to a certain point by the selections that I made, it was like, okay, no, you're wrong. You got to go back now and do it all over again. So it was like his day started all over, but it was really us starting the movie all over because we made the wrong choice.
Interesting. Yeah, I have to finish it, but I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, I
able
only
to.
watched the first 30, 40 minutes of it and I fell asleep.
So I'm gonna
okay.
say
So that's
this.
another thing too. You didn't get all the way to the end either. So.
No,
I'm
I
gonna
didn't. I was sleepy.
That's
I'm gonna
interesting.
skip it.
I don't
Skip the
think you're
loop.
missing much.
Yeah. So okay, so before we take off, it's been a while since we gave any shout outs. So I want to give some shout outs to some listeners and other shows and people who just have love for us in general, and were a big part of us in our show for 2018. So shout out to Jason and Mindy.
Of course.
Shout out.
Their podcast and their network, the Low Tree Network, their shows, the Jason and Mindy podcast. They have the Difference Between Us podcast. They started.
Oh, yeah.
They started doing Patreon subscriptions and everything. So good luck to them on that.
Awesome.
On that adventure, or that venture, I should say. Of course, shout out to our Rare Sinus Network brothers.
Yes.
Be Honest and those guys for the God, I can't believe I'm blanking on that name of that show.
Music, Love, Life.
Music Love Life, but the No Nonsense
No
show,
Nonsense.
the No Nonsense show, which is their flagship show, Music Love Life.
You know, Music, Love, Life is my
And
jam.
then they have the Baylor the Great show, which is BTG for President, is also on the Rare Sinus Network. And then they also have other shows. Not BTG, but Be Honest is for sure like one of the hardest working dudes in podcasts. Jason is too, but Be Honest, oof, that dude, wow, he puts it in. And they didn't miss like one show all last year.
Oh,
Like, they
wow.
didn't, and they do several shows a week, so that's a lot. Let's see who else. Shout out to Twin. Twin is a listener that we got from the No Nonsense show.
Shout out.
And that network who started listening and supporting us and who has like already started sharing the show and everything. And from what I hear on the No Nonsense show, she's an awesome baker and got crazy mad baking skills. It'd be nice if we at the Shiznit Show, or knew firsthand how good she baked. Like if we had some cookies or something,
Cookies.
hint, Twin, hint.
I'm just saying.
Cakes,
Well,
Be nice.
Shout out to Twin. Shout out to Tina,
cupcakes.
Chaz,
Yes.
Momo.
Yes. Big up,
know.
big up, big up.
And I'm if I leave anybody out, please forgive me. But I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Those that really ride hard for us. Shout out to my nephew who's been really supporting the show lately. And what else? My nephew Deuce, that is. Who else do I want to shout out? Shout out Laura Snooty, and the Shoot from the Hip podcast. What else? Who else?
You mentioned your nephew Deuce, the other Deuce.
Yeah, the other Deuce from. Thanks for my Brand X. The Brand X. Well,
Yeah. Formerly Brand
They're
X.
now back as the incredibly
Mm-hmm.
stupid podcast or something like that, which at first I was kind of like taken aback by that name because I'm like, they're not stupid. Why would they? But after listening to the first episode, I get it because their show is based on things going on in pop culture that they think are incredibly stupid. So it's like the incredibly stupid things about life.
Yeah.
Is what the podcast is about. So that's why it's called the Incredibly Stupid Podcast, or Unbelievably Stupid. Unbelievably Stupid Podcast with John Buchanan and his co-host Tara and the Jimmy. Shout out to those guys.
Shout out.
That show, you might want to check it out. It's a good show. They have good conversations and good topics. It's a nice mix they have there. Who else? Oh, of course you can't forget about our man Big B from the In Deep Show and Queen Neen. Those guys over there.
Shout out.
And who else?
Man, you need to write a list.
I know, right? This is why I don't do this all the time.
We'll do it again next week. I forgot you.
And all of our new listeners, too. Shout out all the new listeners. If this is your first time listening in, share the show and come back and listen to us next week.
That's right. So, for Dejan Monique.
Just the girl in my world.
For Pip Lily.
Hey, yay.
I'm Dino Red saying holla at your boy.
From all of our crew to listeners like you, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of The Shiznit. And don't forget to tell your friends about the show. Check out our website, theshiznitshow.com, or hit us up on Facebook under The Shiznit. Follow us on Twitter at The Shiznit Show. Write to us at theshiznitshow@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail and make it sexy at 424-261-4878. This has been The Shiznit.
You're listening to the Red Rock Podcast Network.